Let's look at a very simple way to do some squash and stretch animation in Blender. We're going to keep this as simple as we possibly can. First, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to add in a sphere, and I'm going to move it up so that it fits right about here, right on the base. And I'm going to change my timeline. I'm going to keep this quite short, maybe 40 frames right here. And I'm going to lift this up a bit. If yours doesn't look like this, just go here. We're working on the timeline right now. I'm going to pull this over so that I only see the frames that I want to see. So from frame 1 to frame 40. And that kind of sets me up. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some keyframes. So a keyframe is telling the value of the transform, rotation, scale at a certain time. All right. What we're going to do here, I'm going to press I, and I'm going to say location, rotation, and scale. So I'm just going to have everything keyed right here. Then I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to squash down, and then I'm going to push up, as if this ball is squashing down and jumping up. So then I am going to squash down. So the z-axis, I'm going to put it at 0.5. Now the thing is, oops, I should be looking at my local. Oh, I pressed the wrong one. 0.5 right here. There we go. So my z-axis, it squishes down. Now the thing is it's important to maintain volume. So the amount of volume here, so if this stretches up, it should pull in. If it pushes down, it should flatten out. So that means my x and y, because I need to keep the same amount of volume, I need to add in 0.5. So I'm going to go 1.25 and 1.25. Alright, so that makes it, I lose volume this way, but I gain volume, I maintain volume in my x and y, my y axis. And then I'm going to pull this down so that it stays on the ground. And I'm going to press I, and I'm going to do location, rotation, and scale again. And you're going to see it squashes down. Now I'm going to hold this for just a few frames. Let's say 5 frames. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to copy the copy paste, Control C, Control V, and that's like how I hold this. All right, and you're going to notice that there's some animation in between. That's called interpolation. I'm now going to make this guy jump up, and the jump up is going to be kind of fast. Let's say it's going to be 3 frames. So now this Z is 0.5. I'm going to make it 1.5, but that means I now have to lose volume on my x and my y. So you're going to see here 0.75, 0.75, and 1.5. So it's all math. All of this, when you add it together, is going to equal 3 at all times. I also need to lift this up, press I, location, rotation, and scale. So whoop, see, so it comes down, squishes, and jumps up. Now I need to have it like jump in the air just a little bit, maybe here. And it's nice that it's jumped up, but now I want it to kind of retain its volume back when it hits the apex of the jump. So I'm going to go here, and now I'm going to make this a 1, 1, and 1. And I'm going to press I, and I'm going to location, rotation, and scale. And it's kind of going up. Whoop, it jumps up. and then it's going to fall down. And right before it hits the ground, it's going to stretch. So I'm going to actually just copy this keyframe right here, CV. So it's going to go up, stretch down. So I didn't have to redo that. I'm just going to go squash down, jump up, sits for a second, and it's going to hit. And actually, the easy part about this is I can grab this, Control C, Control V, hits the ground, squashes down, and I can grab my last frame here, Control C, Control V, and it squashes up. Alright, so now I'm going to press spacebar or to play it. It feels a little bit fast to me, so I'm going to just try and move my keyframes just a little bit so I can grab them and move them. So that's looking better. Okay, so there's one more thing, alright, and that is like the way it interpolates. So right here, when it jumps up, I want it to jump up really quickly. So I can click on this keyframe right here, and I can say handle type vector, and you see how that's sharp? So that's going to be a sharp jump up, and I'm going to do the same thing over here, handle type vector, but when it's here, I want it to kind of slow down and then drop again kind of fast. So I'm going to go here, handle type, and you see the aligned. I'm going to do aligned, and let's see if that makes a difference to the animation. It kind of slows down as it goes up, right? It's kind of nice. And that is a simple way to do some easy animation. We learned keyframes, we learned about copying, pasting keys, and we learned how to move the keys around on this timeline in a simple way. It's a good introduction to animation.